Alright, so, when last we left Dante, he was passing the fuck out to avoid having to write about how he got from the second circle of hell to the third circle of hell. So he wakes up in the third circle of hell. And the storm from the second circle of hell, still going on, but now it is a literal shitstorm. Yes, a storm of shit. My friends, poop is raining from the skies. Thank you, Dante. And why is this happening? Like, who so richly deserves to have poop rain on them forever? Well, gluttons, of course. I mean, that's appropriate. But why? I mean, what does that have to... It's like Dante was just sitting down, like, writing some shit, and he's like, do. Oh, I know. I'ma have some people drink poop. Oh, who should it be? I don't fucking know. How about some gluttons? It just completely, it just doesn't mesh. It just, like, not at all. Also, Cerberus is here. Why is Cerberus here? Cerberus is a Greek thing. And yeah, all the Greeks are condemned to hell, but the Greeks were clearly right about some shit, like they're made-up-ass monsters that they came up with. But it's okay, because Cerberus threatens them, but then they scare it away by throwing some dirt at it, and it eats the dirt. I guess you eat dirt when you're a multiple-headed dog. So then they move on to the fourth circle of hell. Now, third circle of hell, gluttons. Second circle of hell, lustful people. Fourth circle of hell is for greedy people. That makes sense. Greed is one of the 7 deadly sins, right? Or actually, avarice, but that's actually the word that he uses. And people who are shitty with money. People like me, who we see, you know, booze and whores, and you gotta spend some money on some booze and some whores. Although, actually, if you spend money on the booze and the whores, you probably end up in the second circle of hell, which is a lot sweeter, because shit is actually happening in the second circle of hell. Like, you're with all the fucking players and pimps up there. Down here, you gotta drive a rock around in a circle, beating a rock against the other dudes who are driving a rock around the circle. Like, it sucks. I mean, all these dudes did who squandered their money is like, you see a sweet bike, right? And you're like, oh man, I gotta get that sweet bike. So you spend all your money on the sweet bike, and then you ride around town on your sweet bike doing sweet tricks and making everybody's life better. You know, everybody is pleased because they're seeing this sweet bike going around, and sweet bikes make everybody's life better. And now you're in hell. Doesn't matter what you did. Doesn't matter what else you did. You can save a puppy from a landmine. They don't even have landmines. So why would you even expect there to be a landmine? But you saved a puppy from it anyway, but you're riding your bike around, you spent all your money on it, so you're going to hell. But, I mean, actually, I didn't really have bikes in Dante's time, did they? They had, like, horses, I guess, but like really sweet horse with like chrome and like wheels. So a bike. Anyway, they're pushing these things around. They're so tormented that Dante can't even recognize them, which saves us having to run into any of Dante's friends, because actually the whole reason that Dante wrote this book is because he hates everybody in Italy because they banished him, and so he just wants to write a book where they all have to drink poop and throw rocks at each other forever. That's why hell is so big. It's because Dante hates a lot of people. Anyway, moves on to the fourth circle of hell. Go to the fifth circle of hell. And this is where the River of Styx is. You know, the River of Styx is here. Fucking Charon is all the way up there. So Dante has to make up a whole new boatman to drive him across the river, which is kind of retarded. Like, he should have just put Charon there. And in fact, no, he shouldn't have put Charon in there at all. He shouldn't have put the River Styx in there. Shouldn't have put Cerberus in there. These things do not have any place in the Christian conception of hell. He's just kind of throwing this shit in there because he doesn't know what else to do. He just wants to make it worse, and he can't come up with any ideas because he is a shitty writer, which we will discover again and again and again and again. Anyway, they show up at the bank of the River Styx, and they see some dudes beating the shit out of each other, and Dante's like, who the fuck are these guys? And Virgil's like, oh, those are the wrathful people. Alright, well, that's fairly appropriate. I mean, they're wrathful people, they gotta beat the shit out of each other forever, except that they would do that anyway! They're the wrathful people, that's the reason they're here! You could put them anywhere, you could put them on some clouds, you could put them in a boat, a box, fucking giant tambourine, I don't even know why I just said that, but you could put them anywhere! What does being on the banks of the River Styx actually add to their punishment? Oh, now they're getting beat up and they're muddy. Boo fucking who, you're right next to a river, you can wash up anyway. I mean, the River Styx is a shitty river. It's like really, really awful. It's not actually made out of shit, but something worse like tar or oil or, I don't know, elder god semen or something. And, but Dante sees some little like bubbles coming up to the top of the river and he's like, what the fuck is that? And Virgil's like, oh, well, that's all of the mopey people down at the bottom of the river. Wait, mopey people go to hell now? So, you have a shitty life because God fucked you over, and you're sad, you're understandably upset, and so you die after a life of hardship, and you go to hell because you were sad about it. What? Then you gotta sit at the bottom of a shitty-ass river forever. This is, well, thanks a lot, God. So, then, they get on the boat, and they start going across, and they get to the other side, And then this is when they gotta cross into the city of Dis, which is inner hell. It's like there's this big ass wall, and it's all a castle containing circles 6 through 9, which is where shit really gets real. So Virgil goes over to the gates that are guarded by a couple of demons, and Virgil's like, "Hey man, yeah, I'm giving this dude a tour. Can I get through?" And the demons are like, "Ha! Fuck you!" And that is why it is called the City of Dis. Hey-o! So Virgil goes back to Dante, and Virgil's like, "Man, I'm sorry, dude. There was kind of a mix-up with the paperwork, so I gotta get an angel to come down here and clear that shit up. In the meanwhile, I guess, make yourself at home. It is hell, but what are you gonna do?" And Dante's like, "Shit, well, I guess I better wander around. I mean, this place is incredibly dangerous, but I guess I sort of signed up for that by volunteering to go to hell!" So he wanders around and he sees the Furies. Now, guys, no matter where you are, including hell, the Furies have the capacity to make what you are going through like 15 billion times worse. They show up and they're like, "Ah, Dante, you suck. I bet you got a tiny penis. Here's what we're going to do about it. We're going to bring over Medusa and she's going to turn you to stone." Again, Medusa. What is Medusa doing here? Medusa, Cerberus, fucking Charon, Minos, they're all in here. And yet the Greeks are all confined to hell. Like, they were so fucking right about what was going on. Meanwhile, Moses and Noah, who were dicks, get to leave. But that's an entirely different story. So Virgil comes over to Dante and is like, "Cover your eyes, dude, cover your eyes!" And Dante's like, "I know, man, I know, ah!" But just then the angel shows up, scares everybody away, goes up to the gates and is like, "Demons, I got this papers here, says that Dante needs to go through, so can you guys stop being pricks?" And the demons are like, "All we do is be pricks, man!" But they step aside, and Dante and Virgil go through, and the rest is a story for another time.